Right, good evening and welcome to my earlier than normal show tonight. I've got another talk to do tonight for a group of property investors, so I will be shooting off early. And this is one of my shows earlier tonight as normal. When we're having a few of these actually, because I've got a few speaking events coming, more than a few coming up over the next month or so, which are taking up so much of my time, which is a good thing. But it means I might juggle my show around sometimes because that's when it clashes with my talk sometimes. So anyway, tonight I'm talking about how to stay calm and resilient, which is apt considering what I've just said. Keeping adaptable and resilient through change and being able to stay focused on where you're going and moving forward, basically. So when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Okay, that's a great tune. I love that tune, and I used to listen to it quite a lot when I was in prison. But it's also true, and the dictionary definition of resilience is the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Toughness. So resiliency is the ability to recover from a setback of some sort. It's a trait associated with the most highly energized people. Okay, so people who know that they can handle absolutely everything or anything that life throws at them or whatever comes their way, they know they can cope with that and use that to their benefit. If setbacks occur, which they usually do in life to all of us, you have the ability to then bounce back very quickly. And highly energized people don't take things personally. They see things with less judgment and with more objectivity. Okay, so since confidence is actually an internal capability, instead of waiting for good things to happen in your life and sitting there thinking, when's my life going to change? When's something's good going to happen? Oh, life's terrible. I hope it changes soon. Instead of thinking like that, you can choose to create what you want now. You don't have to wait for something to change in your circumstances, in your life, in your whatever it is. You can choose to create how you want to feel, think and feel right now. So you don't have to wait for that. And you can do that even in the face of adversity. As I've demonstrated when I was inside, I could have easily, well, I was for a while, I could have easily stayed in that victim mindset, draining mindset, angry at the system, angry at myself, angry at everything, and never moved up forward and never got out of prison. But I chose not to. I chose to see things differently and take responsibility for, my situation, my thoughts, my feelings, my actions. So when you feel confident in yourself and self-aware, you can summon up those feelings. You can summon up those feelings of success, peace, power, calm. And regardless of your circumstances in life, doesn't matter what you're going through, good or bad, you can create each moment that you desire. A person who is highly energized and calm will be able to see what the experience is actually teaching them, helping them grow. What's it giving you? What opportunity am I given here? What's the knowledge I'm gaining? Rather than actually seeing everything that's wrong with the situation, which is your natural response, which is what we all do when we experience any sort of stressor, we automatically see everything that's wrong with the situation, and that's very consuming, because before you know it, you're stuck in a cycle where you can't see anything other than that. So that's where the self-awareness comes in, because as soon as you become self-aware of your thoughts and your feelings and your actions, you're able to stop that chain of thought of negativity and draining thoughts. You're able to bring yourself out of that quicker. Okay, and that's again in line with a highly energized person, someone who's resilient, someone who knows how to get through difficult circumstances in a very confident and proactive way. So a person who is highly energized and calm will be able to see the experience, what it's offering you. Okay, in terms of the growth and the knowledge and the opportunity there. And simply experience the situation without the judgment, with total objectivity. And literally by being able to do that, you give yourself the control over the situation, because you're not at the whim of your stress and your limiting beliefs, your fears and the things that drain you and hold us back from actually creating the life that we truly want and moving forward. And again, adversity brings us probably the most valuable lessons that we can learn in life. But we often don't see that because we're too busy focusing on everything that's going wrong in the situation to be able to see the possibilities within that. And it's not, it's often a long time later that we look back and go, actually, I learned a lot from that situation. When the reality is you can do that right now by choosing to create a mindset which gives you the ability to be resilient, determined, and creating a strength from a situation which other people might see as, will destroy you. The situation I was in, for instance, people, I don't know how you got through that. Well, because I chose to take control of my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, rather than allowing it to take control of me. So, self-awareness is key here. It is really key to knowing what you're feeling and what you're experiencing, as well as the thoughts which are feeding those emotions behind the scenes. The thoughts that we don't recognise, that we're not conscious about. There's always a thought behind the emotion. So by recognising that, you're able to sort of understand why the emotions are being generated in the first place and change it. So you can then change the perspective behind the emotion and then create the emotion that you truly want. And like I said a minute ago, summing up feelings of peace, power, calm, confidence, all of these things which drive us forward. You're in control of that. You can choose to do that whenever you choose, all the time. Adversity or not, it doesn't matter. You can choose to be in control of your life every minute of every day if you want to. It takes a lot of self-awareness, but you can choose to do that. And the more self-aware you become, the higher your confidence will rise and self-belief. Your self-esteem will grow. And more importantly, the better your ability will be to cope with stressful circumstances and situations in your life. So simply by choosing to take full responsibility for your thoughts, feelings and actions, you can then change the perspectives and, full of thoughts and feelings of conflict and victimization, which drain us. You can change those thoughts and feelings to things that help us grow, seeing opportunity, growth and resilience. You can choose to feel that way any moment, any time. So trust the process. Always trust the process of life, because what you're going through now doesn't necessarily mean that's where you're going. So there's a reason you're going through whatever the situation is. It doesn't happen the way we want it to. It happens the way it has to. That's life. So just by being in the moment and seeing things and trusting the moment and having faith in the moment, knowing that things are always happening the way they're meant to in life, gives you that strength, that power over yourself to choose literally what you want to think and feel in that moment, rather than worrying about what might happen or thinking about the past. You can't change that. You can't change you can change what's going to happen in the future, however. So if you want to create the life that you want, instead of sitting there worrying about the worst circumstance, create a feeling that works for you right now and create the future right now. So in prison, I literally focused day in, day out on what I could do right now. I went through a period of about a year where I was a victim. My health was terrible. I was physically not good. I wasn't training in the gym or anything like that. I was a victim. Why me? Poor me. It's an injustice. I shouldn't be here. I was always the victim in the situation. However, I got to the point where I decided I didn't want to be like that anymore, and I wanted to take responsibility of my thoughts and my feelings and my actions and get myself the heck out of prison. I never knew how I was going to do that. I never had at the time, the IPP sentence was still in power, and there was no chance of anyone getting out of prison because no one was getting released from prison. So everyone thought I was crazy, even thinking about getting out of prison. It was a no-go. Everyone, the officers, the inmates, everyone I spoke to said, look, there's no point even trying because you're not going to get out. That's the law. There was no option to get out at that stage. But I had faith. I trusted the process, and the law got changed. And because I did the work at the time I did the work, having faith and trusting the process, by the time the law did get changed, they had to let me out. They had no choice but to let me out, because I'd proved to them that I shouldn't be in there. And that's why I got out. If I hadn't had that faith or trusted the process in the moment, at that time when I did, I wouldn't have got out. Simple as that. So that's why you've got to trust the process and have faith that things will happen the way you want them to. It's just not necessarily happening the way you think it should do. Okay, so when it's what you do now It's what you do now that creates the future. So don't stop. If you're sitting there waiting for a sunnier day to come and a nicer day, you've got more money, you've got more things, time in your life. Don't, because it won't happen. You've got to create all of that now. Remaining adaptable to change without any focus on any particular set of circumstance expectations, turning out a certain set way, will help you stay in the moment and produce your very best. So again, if I had sat there in prison thinking, I wonder if I'll get out of jail, or I don't know, I hope I get out by this date, I would have been let down. I would have been deflated, because I'm creating an expectation which is more than likely going to create disappointment. So I didn't do any of that. I had not even one thought of getting out of prison at that stage. I was only interested in improving myself and getting better myself and being stronger and stronger and stronger and creating a life for myself, be that in prison or out. But I wanted to create a life for myself. I was fed up being a victim, and I didn't want to live that life anymore, being angry and victimised all the time by myself. And I wanted to get out and do something with my life. So it's important to have the faith and live in the moment and create that resilience so that you can actually create what you want and remain adaptable to everything that happens in life and detach yourself emotionally from things, because by doing that, nothing can harm you. Nothing can hold you back, because you're able to see everything clearly. Okay, so always respond to your stresses in life. Never react. We all react naturally. It's normal to. But being aware of that gives you the ability to respond rather than react. And when you respond, you're in control. And you choose the outcome that you desire. Okay, so, I'm available for one-to-one coaching at the moment, but I haven't got a lot of spaces. That's the God's honest truth. I've signed up 4 people in the last month, and so my spaces have run out pretty much, but I have got a couple of spaces left, and I'm going to be doing also a new group coaching thing for 5 or 6 people in July. I'm putting that together now. In between that, I'm doing lots of talks now. I'm doing my first paid talks as well, actually, which are great, and so I'm very busy at the moment. But like I said, if you're interested in working with me one-to-one and think I can help you, give me a call or drop me a message, and I will get back to you straight away or when I can, and we will set up a call and I will see how I can help you. Okay, have a great evening, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye-bye.